It was just a glance. A split-second moment, barely captured by the lens of a paparazzi camera, and yet, if you look closely, it says everything. Chris Martin, standing beside Dakota Johnson, with a soft, unguarded smile that spoke louder than 1,000 love songs. It was real. Raw. Unrehearsed. And today, as time has passed and their paths have seemingly diverged, that one fleeting expression has become a symbol. Not just of a romance, but of something even more rare in Hollywood: quiet, unwavering affection. The kind of love that doesn't burn out, it simply finds another way to glow. This isn't just a celebrity story. This is a time capsule of two souls who found each other in the noise and chose, for a moment, to be still together. But before we peel back the curtain on their most unforgettable, heartfelt moment, the one that fans still talk about in whispers, do one thing. If you believe that love can exist beyond the cameras, beyond the chaos, if you believe that some moments deserve to be remembered forever, then tap the like button. Share this with someone who still believes in slow-burning, soul-deep love. And stay with me, because what you're about to hear has never been told quite like this before. It all began quietly. No big announcement. No red carpet reveal. Chris Martin, the lead singer of Coldplay, and Dakota Johnson, the enigmatic actress known for her calm charm and razor-sharp wit, were first spotted together in late 2017. To the outside world, it felt improbable. But to those close to them, it made perfect sense. Chris, who had weathered heartbreak and emerged gentler from it, saw something in Dakota that felt grounding. And Dakota, who had built a career on subtle, intelligent performances, found in Chris a space where she didn't have to perform at all. But it wasn't just about compatibility. It was about timing. Healing. Growth. They spent months avoiding the spotlight, slipping into cafes through back doors, taking long walks on hidden beaches, exchanging gifts that were never posted online. In an age of overexposure, their discretion only made fans more curious. And then, came that moment. Let's take you back. It was Coldplay's concert in Buenos Aires, 2021. The crowd was electric. Chris was halfway through a set that had already brought tears to the eyes of thousands. And then, as the lights dimmed and the opening chords of My Universe echoed through the stadium, he did something no one expected. He looked toward the balcony. The camera caught it. And there she was. Dakota. Watching him with a quiet smile, her eyes glistening. Chris pointed directly at her, mid-performance, and said into the mic, "This one is for you." The crowd erupted, but it wasn't just the dedication. It was the way he looked at her, as if, in a sea of 30,000 screaming fans, she was the only one he could see. That clip went viral. But what most people missed was what happened moments before the concert. A backstage hug, caught by a crew member's phone. Chris wrapping his arms around Dakota, her head resting against his chest for a moment that felt eternal. No words. Just presence. Just peace. This was their sweetest moment, not a grand gesture. Not a headline-grabbing kiss. Just the kind of connection that makes time slow down. But here's where the story deepens, because as their relationship grew, so did the pressures around them. Chris was navigating Coldplay's massive tours, environmental commitments, and co-parenting his children with Gwyneth Paltrow. Dakota, meanwhile, was stepping into more demanding roles, producing films, and managing the sudden spike in attention that came with dating a rock icon. They were growing. But sometimes, growth means growing apart. By early 2024, whispers began circulating. Fewer sightings. No recent vacations. Friends close to the couple reportedly said they were on a break. But unlike other Hollywood splits, there was no drama. No cryptic social media posts. No bitter leaks. Just silence. And that silence spoke volumes. But here's the mid-story twist you didn't see coming. During a secret Coldplay recording session in Malibu that spring, Chris laid down vocals for a new, unreleased track. The lyrics? They weren't about loss. They weren't about regret. They were about memory. About cherishing something rare. The chorus carried a single haunting phrase, "You were my quiet in a world that never sleeps." That line wasn't poetic fiction. It was Dakota. Insiders confirmed that Chris hadn't written a song for another person since Dakota entered his life. And while he'd never named names, fans knew. Just like they'd always known, Dakota, for her part, remained silent. Graceful. Composed. In a June interview, when asked about the nature of love, she said, "The sweetest moments are the ones you never plan. They sneak up on you and stay with you. Sometimes forever." Her tone was reflective. Calm. But her eyes told a story only two people truly understood. So what made that Buenos Aires night so unforgettable? It wasn't just the dedication. It was everything leading up to it. The months of private laughter. The mutual respect. The quiet understanding. That hug backstage wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't for the cameras. It was the kind of embrace that says, no matter where life takes us, this was real, and while they may no longer walk the same path, their connection hasn't faded. Chris was recently spotted wearing a bracelet fans identified as one Dakota had given him years ago. A small token. A silent acknowledgement some loves aren't loud. Some goodbyes don't need words, and maybe, just maybe, that's the most powerful kind, because even now, years after that night, when fans talk about Chris and Dakota, it isn't with gossip. It's with reverence. As if they witnessed something sacred. A brief window into a bond that didn't need to shout to be heard. So if you've ever experienced a love like that, one that changed you, even if it didn't last, then you understand. You know why that one glance on stage still brings chills. Why that backstage hug still circulates online like a whispered legend. Why Chris Martin's sweetest moment with Dakota Johnson isn't just a memory, it's a legacy, and in the end, maybe that's the point. Love doesn't always need a forever. Sometimes, it just needs a moment. A pure, unfiltered second where everything aligns. And even when the people are gone, that feeling, never leaves. Gone but never forgotten. If this story touched something inside you, take a second to comment below. Tell us the moment you realized love doesn't always end, it just changes shape. And don't forget to share this video with someone who believes that the quietest love stories can be the loudest in our hearts, because sometimes, the sweetest moments are the ones that live on forever.